Hello Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to the channel. My name is Katie and this is your 4-month reading. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find cards for each month that is kind of the overall theme for that month, okay? So let's find October for Gemini. October. Put that in September, but that, well, now I don't know. No, it's supposed to be September. Okay. Okay, let's find October. Okay, let's do October. Perfect. Like all the same kind of color theme. It's really pretty. All right, so let's start out here with September. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. So I definitely feel like whatever you're working towards, you need to have some sort of level of faith in it, that like the path that you take is just the path that you take, and that the way that it pans out is going to be the same, but the path is what can be either difficult or easy. And when you surrender to the universe and to your guides, all of that good stuff, the road can be a lot easier for you, okay? So September, what does Gemini need to know? Okay, I'm gonna take the top one, which is the Fool. Yeah, the Fool in reverse. So I definitely feel like this idea of surrender, you're like, nope, not gonna do it. There's definitely this fear kind of surrounding it. I also think that with the Fool coming into play, there's this kind of rebellious attitude, which is kind of what we were saying, like you're just feeling this resistance, but I feel like your mindset, your attitudes, behaviors are contributing to the resistance in whatever this thing is that you're facing, whatever you're needing to surrender to, okay? Let's find some rose cards here for the month of September. Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, like that end part about surrendering, I felt like some of you needed kind of, I hate to say surrendering in a relationship, but there's definitely, like, you almost need to surrender your armor in the relationship, and you need to be vulnerable with this person, which is interesting because you got Mother Rose returning to each other, compassion and humanity. I feel like there's this person in your life that's going to be there in September that you're kind of like, reunited is what I'm hearing. You also have the crowning, which is initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table. So I feel like, okay, so for some of you, like you were kind of shunned. The person that you're reuniting with almost like turned their back on you, like you were shunned by them and forced like away from the table. I got that imagery. Almost felt like you were kind of like frenemies is the vibe I'm getting here. And they're definitely coming back into play. It's interesting because after these cards came out, I'm almost getting the opposite, where you're needing to build up your armor, and it's not surrendering, your heart to this person. It's almost that you're needing to, oh, this is so interesting. Like there's definitely a protective element, like protecting your heart from this person because they don't have the best intentions. So I'm curious, when I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force can set in. So I feel like what you're supposed to surrender is your fear, right? Because Fool in reverse, there's like this fear element that's coming into play. And that is what you're needing to surrender so that you're able to move forward with kind of this force behind you, right? But the fear is keeping you held back. I do feel like this person, this kind of frenemy, is kind of your test in that a little bit, okay? I'm gonna get these out for September. So they're coming into play to kind of test this idea of surrendering the fear, because they almost ignite that in you. Like, I feel like there was a situation where you kind of were all in, and then they did you wrong, and that hurt you so intensely that now you have like a distrust in even other people, obviously with them, but it's kind of playing, like it's trickling into other relationships that you have. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see, what other things does Gemini need to know for September? Okay. That is so appropriate for everything I just talked about. So you have the Magician's Sword, which is all about confidence in you. Okay. Okay. So Magician's Sword, I feel like in September there's going to be, when you give up this sort of surrender, like you give up that to that surrendering attitude and give up your rebellious attitude, that is when your sword's going to start lighting up. Like right now I feel like it's kind of in this like deep red and there's kind of darkness here, and this is like your rebellious energy. When you surrender, the light is going to come and kind of wash out the rest of that darkness. Okay, and it's going to give you a confidence that you haven't had before. And I feel like a confidence this is kind of bad. Okay, what I'm getting is like this confidence to kind of like smite down that person with your sword. Not literally, but I feel like you're going to be able to take this kind of metaphorical sword, and when they like do things that hurt your feelings or say things, they do that kind of frenemy thing to you, you can just kind of cut it with that sword and it doesn't affect you. Okay, that's what this is saying. There also is, you have Netcaster, which is preparations come to fruition. I feel as though you're wanting to get to this space with this person where they're not affecting you anymore and where you're able to move forward. And this whole process of like ending the rebellious stage, recognizing that you've kind of had poor judgment with them in the future and being able to, I just thought, again, these metaphors, like you're casting this net over this person and like trapping them in their energy so that their energy is no longer affecting you, okay? When you're able to do that, ooh, a door is closed. I feel like this energetic door is closed. I feel like this is all their, like the frenemy energy, and you're just closing the door on that and you're like, nope, you are no longer going to like affect me in that way anymore. Like I'm choosing a different way. Closing the door on this. You can still, whatever, if you cut them out in your life or you still see them, like if there's someone that you're going to be seeing, this process is going to allow you to cut the energetic cord so that when you are around them, you are not affected by the frenemy energy. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely feel like in the month of September, like you're wanting to be able to close that door, and you'll be able to, by doing these things, by being able to know that you have the confidence to break that energetic cord and to say no, okay? All right, let's move into October. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith, there's that word faith again, are enough to allow my vision to become a reality. Okay, so I feel like you are kind of clouded by this frenemy energy, okay? And so once you close the door on that, you are able to really, really move forward with quite some momentum. I think it said, okay, so in the last part of this, a mighty force of faith, right? Because you're having this experience in September, there is definitely more of a force that comes into play in you making your reality what you want it to be. But month of September, you're kind of clouded by this person. So in October, you've closed that door, you've severed those ties, and now you're able to move forward into what you're wanting your life to be and how you envision it. That one came right out. Okay, so we have 7 of Swords. October is definitely a month where you are releasing things. You're kind of coming clean about, like, to yourself. I don't feel like, I mean, maybe you are confessing, like coming clean and confessing to your part that you played, you know, with this other person and maybe apologizing. I don't know. But I feel like it's really more so you coming clean with yourself and saying, okay, yes, I made a bad judgment with this person, but I've learned from it. And now I can move on. And with my future relationships, I can take this experience and learn from it and grow and not allow myself to fall into that type of energy again. Okay, that kind of frenemy energy. Yeah. Okay. Let's pull some rose cards here. Woohoo! Not like apple stack. Let's get 1 or 2 for Gemini and the month of October. Okay, that is so funny. So that last card, the card of October, is like an orange color, and I kept getting like this warmth, kind of nurturing, and you ended up, the card that fell out was healing the mother line. So I definitely feel like there's this kind of nurturing that needs to happen. Okay. Yes. Okay, so this kind of goes hand in hand with your 7 of Swords. So we have first healing the mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line, growing up. I mean, this could be some ancestral stuff that you're going to be kind of correcting, but I do feel like this card came out to recognize that during the month of October, it's a nurturing month. You know, with the 7 of Swords, we talked about turning a new leaf, coming clean with yourself, and being able to nurture yourself through that process and being kind to yourself and growing and realizing that you can say no and still be a good person. I don't know why some of you need to hear that. And then we also have the Rose Garden, which is innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. Definitely during the month of October, I feel like you're wanting to set these intentions, right? And like be able to move forward, but you can't move forward if you don't forgive yourself and kind of nurture yourself. And kind of, it's like, again, wiping the slate clean from everything that happened with whoever this frenemy was. Okay. Let's get into some shaman cards. That card wanted to come out. Let's see what else does Gemini need to know. Yeah, there's definitely, I get that there's all these like warm, peachy oranges, like, which is making me just think like warmth, but then also you can relate it to the sacral chakra, which is all about passion. And I feel like kind of finding a sense of your passion, but so you're finding your sense of passion through loving yourself, through being gentle with yourself and nurturing. Okay, let's get one more card. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, this is, October is going to be a great month. Okay. So you're definitely coming out of a stagnation. It's not surprising to me that your main card, that you have powerful intentions for yourself and that you're needing to know that you can allow your vision to become a reality. You're going to be moving out of this stagnation. I feel like this frenemy energy has it's put you in this little dust storm where you're just circulating. I don't know if it's been like an obsession, but I definitely get obsessive energy that it's taken up too much of your energy. Even a little bit of energy is too much energy. Okay. During the month of October too, like getting out of this stagnation, you're also going to have this ego sublimation. So I feel like you're going to be able to kind of, the way that you see yourself is going to shift. It's going to break in a sense and shatter, but it's because it's giving life and birth to something new. I think by you standing up to this frenemy, saying no and realizing that you're still a good person by saying no, you see yourself in such a different light because energetically you have shifted. You've shifted the energy to this submissive, always pleasing, yes person to, no, I'm still a kind person. I'm going to help you when I can, but I'm going to take care of myself first and then help you. And that's a very powerful energy to be in because we need to be taking care of ourselves first before we can help anybody, right? And I think that's a tough lesson for a lot of us to learn, but you are definitely learning it during the month of October, which is amazing. And then it's so beautiful because you have heart home. I feel like this is representative of your heart for maybe not the first time in your life, but for some of you, like you are going to feel at home in who you are. You are going to feel so proud and good about the choices that you've made and the person that you've become, that there is so much beauty surrounding your heart that you truly do. You feel at home within yourself. Oh my God. How amazing is that? Feeling at home within yourself. There's so many things in this world that take us away from our home, being within ourselves, that for you to get that during the month of October is such a beautiful thing. And again, part of that is saying no. When it feels right to you, say no. Give yourself that permission so that you can build this home within your heart, okay? I love October for you. I'm really excited about this. Please comment about how that all goes down for you all, okay? Because I don't know. Okay, so then let's move into November. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to joy and love. So I feel like you really have shifted during September and October. And now when you get to October, you have this realization of your ability to, it's not control, but the ability that you have to control your energy, to manage your energetic level, right? And so I feel like in the month of October, you're going to be asked to really hone in on the skill set that it takes to regenerate your energy. So these are things that are kind of counterintuitive to like how we've been brought up. Maybe not spending so much time on your phone, on social media, but instead maybe you meditate or you journal or you're in nature, maybe you go camping, like the things that you start to recognize the things that are building up your energy and realizing the things that are taking away your energy and in turn making you small. Oh my gosh, Gemini, September, you take a stand. You are no longer going to be small. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I'm so excited for you. Like I just felt that with every fiber. And then October, you're kind of like, okay, you're kind of settling into this new way of being because you have had a shift. You have taken this idea and been like, no, this is not an idea. This is something that I deserve. It is my right to treat myself this way and to have respect for myself and to be able to say no and break the energy from these people who are like the frenemies. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Okay, let's find tarot for November. So let's going back to calibrating your love and having a commitment to finding love and joy. Ooh, I think November is gonna be a great month for you. Again, I feel like it's totally expanding on this card. You finding home in your heart. Like November, yes. I feel like that is the pathway into November and kind of a really good theme for you. That love and joy. Okay, what tarot card needs to come out for Gemini? Yes, thank you. Hanged Man. Okay, interesting. Yes. So, okay, so I'm going to just read this part. It's time for a sacred pause. Stillness grants perspective. Okay, so you've just been through like a shift, right? Now, the way that you recalibrate your energy is to be still, whatever that looks like for you. I highly recommend finding guided meditations on YouTube if you're new to meditating. I think journaling, if you find journal prompts. I mean, I have a bazillion, so if you need any journal prompts, you just comment below and I will hook you up. But definitely, oh, that's why it felt so nice. There's definitely this ease and this kind of slowing, very kind of letting go to this like flow of this personal transformation. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes this stuff comes out a little cryptic, which is why I use the cards because they help me out. Okay, let's find for this love and joy and also kind of to clarify a little bit more of the Hangman energy. Let's see what comes out for Gemini. I do get with the Hangman too, like this sense of like, it's like feeling trapped, but not as aggressive. Like you almost feel like you've pigeonholed yourself a little bit. I don't understand what that means. You feel limited. Okay, so you've had this experience where you felt like your heart's in your home, like you're at home in your heart, right? You're at home in your body. And this feels so good to you, but you feel limited in your understanding of how to make this feel constant, okay? The answer to that is so simple. It's finding the habits that make you feel that way. So I think in November, what you're meant to do is be still in that feeling and really kind of like putting on your little detective eyeglass and really trying to discover what is it that makes you feel that way. Is it when you're taking a time out and you're like cooking a really wholesome meal with intention? Is it reading more? Is it putting a blanket outside in your yard and just being with nature? Is it, journaling, meditation, those things? Like really try to hone in. That's what you're being asked to do during the month of November, is to hone in on how you create that, okay? So we have Rose Without Thorns. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy to commit to love and joy. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. That is so beautiful for the month of November, like incredibly beautiful. I just feel like November is all about you discovering how you sustain your love and your joy. I always say that your feelings are really predicated on your habits and your mindset, right? And I'm not one of those people that you should always be in love and joy. Like that's completely unrealistic. But I do think that every day you can choose to feel love and joy and gratitude, or you can choose to feel lack and disdain and impatience, all of those things, right? I do feel like it's super important for you to allow your emotions to run through you. I think by allowing your emotions to run through you, that's how you will identify what helps you feel good and what helps you feel the opposite, okay? You also have Second Bloom, a second chance. It's never too late, new possibilities. So I feel like this card came into you to help remind you. So with this Hangman energy, it's almost countering the Hangman energy, where when you're feeling like that, that you've kind of stalled out a little bit, remember this card, that it's never too late to discover more about yourself. As long as you are breathing on this earth, you have the time, the right, the capability to understand yourself in a different way and on a new level. Oh, you guys, this is so beautiful. Gemini, I'm excited for you. I think November is going to rock. Okay, let's see what else is going to be supportive for Gemini in the month of November. Okay, and also how can Gemini find that ability to sustain the love and joy? Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so first came out beginner's mind. I feel like this is everything that we already talked about. When you are having an experience, come to it with a beginner's mind. Come to it with a fresh perspective, with this idea that it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to experience who you are as a human being and who you are as a spiritual being and your soul, and really what things resonate with your soul, okay? Not that obstacles are coming in November. This popped out because you need to remember, kind of again, what I said before. When obstacles come your way, you have a choice with how you react to it. You have a choice with your mindset surrounding it. And the more good habits you can develop, the easier it will be to overcome these obstacles, okay? I feel like that light in the middle is you shedding light on the obstacle and how you can overcome it. And this is kind of your spirit guides and angels coming down to support you. Some of you need to remember this during the month of November, that you do have a spiritual team behind you that is helping you. Angels, guides, God, whatever. There is an energetic team that is behind you, supporting you in this life. And I feel like for a lot of you, there's going to become a moment where this becomes very apparent, and you're going to be able to fill it with, I keep hearing like a force, but I feel like I've used that word a lot. But you're going to be able to feel like the support and love, especially as you develop more of your spiritual habits and you're able to kind of decipher within your body, like what is working for you and what's not. Okay. I do feel like there's going to be, this card is kind of taking you into December. I'm not going to be that one yet, but I feel like there needs to be a reconciliation that happens within you and within your understanding of how the world works. And I can't speak to what that result is for you, but what I can say is that in the coming months, so September, October, and November, all of this experience that you're having is leading up to this understanding. I think that's why you're asked to pay attention to how you're feeling and how you cultivate love and joy within yourself, and how you really build out this home within your heart, mind, and spirit. That whole holistic, that entire holistic approach, probably a better way of putting it. There is this idea that you need to just reconcile, to commit to that. You need to be able to start fresh, right, with this beginner's mind, so that something big can grow. You are going to be able to like turn into this burning tree where you're like fierce and bold and unapologetic and living this life of love and joy. Oh my gosh, I love this for you guys. Fire. Okay, so I do feel like that is very much so leading into December. My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. There's that word force again. Interesting. They come through freedom. Okay, so let me just put this into perspective, okay? September, this is where you are. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. However, 4 months later, your greatest spiritual shift does not come through force, it comes through freedom. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this reconciliation that you have, where I just saw like a dealership table where you're just like all in with your chips. When you decide that you are all into the development of this, that you are all into the discovery of what makes you feel at home within your heart, that is, oh my God, that's where the freedom comes. That feels really, really good. Okay, we need to get a tarot for this. Let's see. A lot about faith, love and joy, but this freedom, like, I mean, there's goodness and love and joy, but there is amazingness and freedom as well. I just got this sense of like freedom of your mind holding you back for whatever reason. That is kind of interesting. So you got your card. Let's see, what else is... So you have Ace of Pentacles, okay? Lack of money, poor financial control. Why is that? And lack of opportunity. Okay, so wailing trees coming in, right? I feel like there's going to be this shift where you need to be wary of this. You want this so much, don't neglect your financial responsibilities, okay? Oftentimes we believe that you can't have spiritual abundance and like financial abundance together, like they can't coexist, but they can when your intentions are right. When you come from a place where it's love and joy, right? Love and joy, you can have abundance in any area of your life. I do want to pull one more because I feel like I want just another clarification on this, just to make sure that I'm getting the information correct, because I don't know, something is feeling off. Okay, so Queen of Swords came in with it. Okay, so you definitely have, there's, Okay, so Queen of Swords, thoughts, feelings, we know swords, the suit of swords is all about your thoughts, your mindset. Now is the time to stand up for yourself and be clear about what your wants and your needs are. Okay. Yeah, oh, I'm so glad I pulled that. Thank you. Okay, so this love and joy that you've been experiencing, right? Then there comes this like shift where you're starting to hone in on your spiritual practices and you're wanting more. You're wanting your spiritual greatness to shift, right? And it will into the sense of freedom, but you have got to embrace the Queen of Swords energy. You have to embrace your like ability to kind of go against the grain a little bit, and be very clear about what it is that you want in life. Again, going back to that message, you can be financially abundant and be spiritually abundant and have those live mutually with one another, right? It's all about your intention. And I feel like when your intention is this, to feel at home within yourself and truly understand who you are and stand up and have integrity, that is when the freedom comes for you, okay? Oh, I love that. Okay, let's see real quick. Okay, let's pull some rose cards here. Okay, what does Gemini need to know for the month of December? Thank you. Okay. I think that's why, yeah. So I'm getting this like with the Queen of Swords too, like, again, being clear, not just with yourself, not having an understanding within your own mind of what it is that you need, but also being able to declare that, right? So back in September with this frenemy energy, like you felt like you couldn't even say no. But then you shift into December, and with this Queen of Swords energy, you're realizing, no, I need to not only think the things that I want, I need to communicate. I need to clearly speak to the people in my life about my needs and my wants, okay? The card that came in to also support that is Temple of the Rose, which is all about communication, expression, showing up for yourself in positive ways. And you also have the Sacred Waters, which is interesting because this is all about nourishment, replenishment, self-care. So I do feel like, I mean, this has been a bit, you know, it's been a lot, a bit, whatever. During December, you need to kind of take a step back, and I think it'd be a good opportunity for you to kind of observe the last 3 months and how you've conducted yourself and how you would like to conduct yourself differently. Again, I keep going back to this card, but this being at home within yourself, part of your home within yourself is built by you having integrity, by you expressing openly and honestly what you want, what you're thinking about, how you're wanting to move forward, and doing it unapologetically. I know that, you know, as a lot of women, like we don't really do this very well. I feel like we're getting better, but male or female, like if you have more of like a feminine energy, this is your time to kind of call in more masculine and being able to say, this is what I want, on a period, okay? And I do feel like even though Queen of Swords is a feminine energy, she is a very, she's very like, I don't know, like she's analytical, kind of Virgo energy, right? Okay, let's pull out the Shaman. Okay, what else does Gemini need to know for the month of December? Okay. Okay, we're gonna do that one. That one flipped over, and the one on the floor flipped over. Okay, yes. All right, so you have Sacred Waters that came in here, right? You also have Sacred Contract that fell out. But before that, you have Drifter. So this card is saying that in the month of October, you really just need to take life as it comes. You need to be able to be fluid. You know, the Queen of Swords also is water, very fluid, being able to move and like, well, water in the sense, let me see, because she has thoughts, cups or more. Anyways, okay, sorry, I'm getting in my head. Let me, back to this one. Sorry, I keep getting drawn to the Queen of Swords, but I feel like this is clarifying part of that. So do you see this ship coming in and it has all these walls? I feel like the experiences leading up to December have built these walls up, right? With all this like frenemy energy, but then also this like self-discovery. You still have these walls built up in the month of December, and you need to like be able to take them down. And again, I think the way you do that is by having integrity, by speaking your mind and creating this home within yourself. Okay. There's also, like I mentioned, the sacred contract. I feel like a lot of you are going to be asked to sign a contract with yourself, almost like a vow to yourself. Ooh, so beautiful. I just saw people writing down, like in your journal during the month of December. And it's a good time because it's wrapping up the calendar year. Write yourself a letter. If you were, sounds so weird, if you were marrying yourself and writing vows, like, what do you promise to give to yourself for the upcoming year? Ooh, I'm gonna do this. That's great advice. But what do you promise yourself? What do you promise, in the sense of how you act, how you conduct yourself, and how you make decisions in moving forward, how you treat other people? Really just, what do you promise? How do you promise to live and conduct yourself for the next year? Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. And when you're able to do that, so much comes to you. Like you're living in so much color. There's creative ideas flowing, creativity just flowing in general. Like you're going to feel so vibrant and energetic, and because you're committing to yourself, right? When you commit to yourself, how can you not live in color? How can you not see things more beautifully and be more positive, and your mindset being positive, right? Because there's just so much color around. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay, I just want to finish off. I want to do your overall cards again, just so you can identify and see like the shift that's taking place for you. So September, when I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough, because you have this mighty force of faith coming in, right? To allow my vision to become a reality. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. And my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom. Again, I don't want to, because I thought I was wrapping it up, but again, they don't come through force. They come through allowing your life to just be what it is and you responding to it, right? From your heart, from your body, full body, yes. Heart, mind, spirit connection. That's how you respond. Gemini, this was such a beautiful reading. Oh my gosh. Please check out all of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos so you can get a bigger picture of what Spirit has for you in the next 4 months. And please like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when I've uploaded a new video. And I will see you next time.